If man could harness even a small part of the natural nuclear power of the universe, the colonization of distant worlds will someday be possible. But as science progresses, the unknown factors become more hazardous, and the greatest unknown is often man himself. This is the story of these men who sought the source of nuclear power on the moon and the unknowns they faced. Grateful for the cooperation of the Department of Defense, and especially the United States Air Force, in the development of the following dramatic new television program, presented tonight by Lucky Strike. LSMFT. Lucky Strike means fine tobacco. Tobacco and taste, too fine to filter.
Recently, when Walter Fiedler stopped his Studebaker at a Gulf Crest pump, Red Barber asked him if he used Crest every 1,000 miles.
Well, I'd say maybe I put it in oftener than 1,000 miles.
Hmm? Now, what's been your experience since you've been using Crest on this plan?
Well, I would say using Crest is an advantage. My car is not a high-powered car, but it seems to give it a little bit more power. Works smoother. You can tell the difference. Using Crest after using ordinary gasoline.
Now that you have had this experience of using Crest, say, roughly every 1,000 miles or ever so often, are you going to continue doing so?
I sure am. I sure will. As long as it gives me satisfaction the way it's been giving me in the past, I sure will.
And once you start using Gulf Crest every 1,000 miles, you'll stay with it, too. For most cars need just one tank full every 1,000 miles to restore thrifty, clean engine performance. That's Gulf Crest, yeah?
Colonel, we just got the clearance from Dr. Holcomb.
Physical, too?
Everything checks out. Looks like we're about ready to go.
Where is Holcomb now?
He's in conference room A. Dr. Carter's with him.
Okay, I'll park the car and be right in.
Yes, sir.
Sorry, ma'am. I hate to do this to you, but it's a full house, and I'm running late on a meeting.
I've been waiting for you. I'm Perry Holcomb's wife. Please, I must talk to you for a moment.
But Mrs. Holcomb, Dr. Carter and your husband are waiting for me right now.
Yes, I know. That's why I wanted to catch you out here. Perry'd be furious if he knew about this. Tell me, Colonel, did he pass the physical?
Well, I haven't seen the official reports yet.
Well, if he does, will the launching be tomorrow?
According to present schedule.
Please don't think me silly, Colonel, but I'm frightened for Perry.
Your husband knows all the ropes. He's made 3 moon trips before.
But not with Harold Carter. He hates Perry.
That's impossible, Mrs. Holcomb. Dr. Carter made a special request to have your husband come along as his assistant.
But whenever they've worked together before, Perry's always been the boss. And underneath that buddy-buddy bit, I'm sure that Harold's terribly jealous of Perry. If he did ask for him, it was just for the satisfaction of having him under his thumb.
What does that mean to me?
Perry won't stay there. It's just his nature. He has to be on top. And things usually work out that way. I know how important this experiment is to Harold.
He could earn the Harkness Award.
He's already counting on it. That's why if it looks like Perry's going to get the credit for it, I think Harold would rather see him dead first.
Oh, Mrs. Holcomb, aren't you being a little dramatic? They've both been through security tests. On a job like this, we can't take any chance on an incompatibility risk.
Do your machines know more about him than his wife?
I know how wives think. In fact, my wife used to tell me that every time I got a new co-pilot, she'd hear a story, from a very reliable source, mind you, that he was either emotionally unstable, colorblind, or had a wooden leg. She knows better now.
Bring him back. They don't make them any better.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
make yourself a buck.
Don't you believe it, Colonel?
What's the argument?
No argument. Let's just see your money.
The Colonel is not amused.
The Colonel's going to get fired if General Tunney walks in and finds you two shooting dice.
Now, we've been playing this one game since we were in college. You wouldn't want us to quit now.
I can't quit. I owe him $11,000.
Gentlemen.
Mac, when Hal and I were assigned to your outfit, we decided to disprove a popular fallacy. All eggheads are not squares.
All right, you've made your point. After all, the Pentagon wants a pair of geochemists, not a couple of vaudeville artists.
Touché.
Seriously, the old man is not too good on jokes.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning, sir.
I'm with you until 11:15. Oh, Dr. Carter, this is more or less a routine meeting, so I don't want to waste any more of your precious time either.
General, if you recall my initial report on Operation Deep Rock, I think
It's an excellent report. Now, let me briefly tell you what I do recall so that we needn't be repetitive. Last July, a mapping party from Moon Base detected a belt of nuclear radiation approximately here on this side of the Alphonsus crater.
That's right, sir. Gamma rays.
Now, normally this would be absorbed by the top layer of lead ore, which was, how thick did you say?
We estimated 25 feet.
So if the gamma rays are coming from below this lead strata, and I believe this is where we step into theory.
They can't come from anyplace else, sir.
With sufficient strength to penetrate the surface, this would indicate the presence of a tremendous amount of radioactive material. Now, if Dr. Carter's theory is proved true, the ramifications are enormous. A local source of atomic energy on the moon could realize our dream of a self-supporting lunar colony. And it might also provide the power for man's next step into space.
All right, we start landing procedure in 8 minutes.
Why couldn't we land at the moon base? Hike out of here would have done you fellas good.
We thought it'd be better for you to make the hike back to Moon Base.
I hope that advanced base hut you said they set up for us is in a good location.
Well, it's near the Alphonsus crater, practically on top of the lead deposits.
Lead deposits. That's where you'll be digging your way to the Harkness Award.
Let's start landing procedure. McCauley to Earth Control. Landing and unloading have been completed. Captain Van Fleet is leaving for Moon Base right now.
Very good, Colonel. Your next report time is 1600.
Out. Okay, Van, you can take off anytime you want to.
All right if I have a cup of coffee before I go.
Well, if you stay here any longer, I'll put you to work, though.
Can't see the Alphonsus crater from here.
Must be just beyond that ridge. Oh, you've got that look.
I was just thinking.
Good. You know, when this man thinks or works, nothing happens. But when an idea just comes to him, look out.
Something happened in the Alphonsus crater back in '58.
You must have heard how he discovered the Vulcan effect theory. He and Mandy were just dancing one night, and I...
All right. Tell me about it later. Right now, we better start operational procedures.
It's a moon cloud.
How's it going?
In my opinion, not so good.
Colonel, is Holcomb in there?
Yeah, he's here.
Put him on.
Yes, sir.
I'm waiting for those detonators.
I know it. I'll be out as soon as I finish my coffee.
Come on, Holcomb. We're not up here for a vacation.
As soon as I finish my coffee.
I said right now.
All right. He's upset because the radioactivity is dropping the farther down we go.
I thought he was happy about having the tables turned, being boss for a change.
Hal's not like that. It's the job that matters. You know what this project meant to him?
Meant?
We should have had positive results by now. I think he's on the wrong track.
Well, shouldn't you tell him?
You don't hand out a death sentence until you're certain. And I mean just that. If Hal fails in this, I think we'll just about kill him.
There's a time element involved, too. Van Fleet is due back in 2 days, and our orders are to head for home.
Can we delay it?
You know better than that.
Mac, I want to try something.
What?
My hunch is that we should be inside the crater.
Why?
Because there's some activity in there. I remember reading about an observation in '58. The Alphonsus crater was filled with a cloud of luminescent gas or dust.
Do you remember how long it stayed?
Well, long enough for the sighting to be confirmed by observatories in London and Palomar.
I remember the discussions on it. Some scientists thought that the dust came from a meteor hitting the moon, but it couldn't have been dust. In the moon's vacuum, it would have settled back right away.
That's why I want to go down and see. Could have been caused by nuclear activity. I think a charge would clear away the crust and set it off again.
Would Carter go with you?
I don't know. Hal's awfully stubborn when he sets his mind to something. He still thinks deep rock's the jackpot.
Well, I can't let you go up there alone.
What about you? Two of us.
Got a beam breaking radio contact with Moon Base, and our orders are pretty strict about that.
I know Hal is wrong about this. All he's going to get out of there is a couple of tons of lead ore.
He says, no, there's nothing I can do. He's still your boss. McCauley to Moon Base. I still haven't contacted Holcomb. Our readings checked with yours, setting detonation time for 0417.
That was 40 minutes ago. Why doesn't he answer us? He can't still be on the inside of that crater.
I'll keep trying. Get back to you later. McCauley to Holcomb. Do you read me? McCauley to Holcomb. Do you read me? Nothing. They say Earth Control is trying to get through. He certainly stirred up a hornet's nest.
That must be the great, big, spectacular Perry Holcomb now. Just can't stand by and see anybody else have a little success. He has to go one better. Always one better.
The seismograph at Moon Base. I should have thought of that.
You should have thought of a lot of things. What are you trying to do to me?
Do to you? I stick my neck out. You know, Mandy said you'd react this way. I thought she was dreaming. Anyway, you can forget it. It didn't work. Nothing happened.
You've broken just about every rule in the book. Leaving the base without permission, stealing equipment.
Mac, come on now. I'm not some raw rookie you can push around.
Why don't you stop acting like one? Even the rawest rookie knows those orders are set up for his own protection.
What are you going to do about it? Clap me in irons?
Moon Base to Colonel McCauley. Moon Base to McCauley.
No, but I can make sure that this is your last trip to the moon. McCauley here.
For what?
Colonel, Earth Control on relay for you. They're waiting on General Tunney.
I'll keep it open.
For what? You're trying to do a buddy a good turn?
Like the good turn you did me on the Vulcan formula?
What?
Isn't one Harkness trophy enough for you? You got to steal another one from me.
Steal?
You know. Isn't that why all that funny bit about planting the trophy with ivy and using it as a doorstop? Even you aren't that casual.
All right, maybe I overdid it. I just didn't want to flaunt it in your face.
You mean you were conscience-ridden? Who did all those fiddling calculations for 2 years? All those lousy little experiments while you came along and just picked the answer out of the air? Just came to you.
I told everyone about the part you played. You wouldn't accept the credit.
A pat on the head for a poor relation.
General Tunney here.
Quiet. This is McCauley, sir.
We just had a report in from the Lick Observatory, the Alphonsus crater. There seems to be some kind of activity occurring in the crater. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir, I read you.
The crater seems to be filling up with a cloud of gas. You have top priority orders for an immediate investigation. I hear one of your men set the thing off. Congratulate him.
May I call Moon Base for extra personnel?
No time. Get those 2 scientists up there before that cloud disperses.
I think I'd better go along, sir.
You're in command, Colonel, but don't leave your communications unmanned.
Yes, sir.
Another thing, patch through all intercom to Earth control. Have them carry tape recorders in case they get out of communication. We want a record of all observations and impressions. Is that clear?
Yes, sir. Out. I'm going along with you, Holcomb. Carter, you stay here on communications.
I swore you'd never do that to me again. But you have. And I'm gonna kill you for it.
All right, that's enough, Carter. You have your orders. Stay on communications.
Remember how great cigarettes used to taste? Lucky's still do. Yes, sir, and there's the big reason why. Today, it means more than ever before. LSMFT. Lucky Strike means fine tobacco. Tobacco and taste too fine to filter. You see, that famously fine tobacco is still sold American. That's right. The people who make Lucky Strikes still make them with that golden good tobacco and nothing else but. It's good to know that Lucky Strike means fine tobacco. It's your assurance of tobacco and taste too fine to filter, and quality that never quits. There's no doubt about it. You get back to smoking when you smoke Lucky Strike. You remember how great cigarettes used to taste? You'll like finding out that Lucky's still do. Get yourself a carton of Lucky Strikes and see if you don't enjoy smoking more than ever.
Definitely of gaseous origin, disproving the theory of dust.
extremely heavy. Scintillator shows it is definitely radioactive.
I will now try to find a way down into the crater to take gas samples. Up. The gas emissions from Alphonsus are radioactive. Try to come down here alone. Go back up to the top of the crater rim and try and contact McCauley.
Plead a little. I want to hear you plead.
The entire crater seems to be alive. Another spot just opened up. I'll take a sample. Its content may be different from the others.
Look, Hal, I can't move my leg.
Yeah. I remember in college when I sprained my leg trying to play football. It was very painful. But of course you were there to pull me to the sidelines.
What are you going to do?
Don't you know? You're the brilliant, perceptive type. Your brain functions without the necessity of painstaking study and analyzing. I thought you'd already guessed what I'm going to do.
Nothing?
I'm going to let you lie right there. This could be my project. Nobody to steal it from me.
I never stole anything from you, Hal.
But you know what I resented the most? Not even that you got Mandy, but that you never had to work for anything. You just reached up into the stars and took it.
I never cheated you. You never learned your limitations. You set your sights too high and you missed.
Because you were always there trying to top me.
I'm not going to talk to you anymore, Hal. But I want you to take a look at yourself. Take a good look. Maybe what you see will make you a better scientist. A better man. As if you can overlook what you're doing out here.
Then lie there. Lie there and die. Because you will die. Because your oxygen will give out before McCauley can find you.
Still strong. We'll proceed to
McCauley. McCauley, can you hear me?
This is McCauley. Is that you, Carter?
Yes, I'm up on the crater rim.
What are you doing out here?
Holcomb's been hurt. He's fallen down the inside face of the crater.
What's your exact location?
I'm on High Point.
Stay there. I'll join you as fast as I can.
I'm going back to where he fell. Maybe I can do something.
Stay where you are till I get there. Carter? Carter!
I'm coming down to help.
Remember how great cigarettes used to taste? Lucky's still do. So if you're among the many smokers who've been asking themselves, whatever became of better taste, get yourself a pack of Lucky Strikes. Here's one cigarette that still delivers all the taste you're entitled to. And the reason why is right here on the pack. LSMFT. Lucky Strike means fine tobacco. That's all there is to it. Lucky Strike tobacco, famously fine tobacco, with a taste that's rich and mild and unforgettable, and quality that never quits. You see, this famously fine tobacco is still sold American. That's why you get back to smoking when you smoke Lucky Strike. Tobacco and taste too fine to filter. You remember how great cigarettes used to taste? Believe me, Lucky still do. Buy a pack of Lucky Strikes. You'll welcome the best taste in smoking.
Well, this is going back in its place of honor.
Are you going to polish it, too?
Like a beacon. Somehow I feel it won't embarrass Hal anymore.
Have you seen him?
Yesterday. You know, it's the first time I ever liked Hal. He was comfortable.
He's applied for a transfer. Independent research.
Good. You know, it's amazing how competition stimulates some people and destroys others.
I don't know what happened up there, but apparently Hal found himself.
One more mystery remains. The lab reports that your tape recorder came back with no tape in it.
Here it is. I erased it before I took it out of the recorder.
Why did you do that?
Well, everything considered, I felt I was advancing the cause of science.
If you enjoyed Men into Space, I think you'll like next week's show. The next time you smoke Lucky's. Remember how great cigarettes used to taste? Lucky's still do.